What we have before us now, today, is to defend the generation, is to find young people in state houses of assembly. You know, if you look at it, it's a jet age. And so when you don't mix the age together, you cannot get result for development. You cannot. And so we believe that if we have a governor, we should have a young deputy governor. If we have a young governor, we should have a deputy governor. If you have 25 members in houses of assembly, at a point, we had members very young. There is no mentorship. These leaders we follow, there is no mentorship. And so our appeal is that young people should have confidence and believe that whether it is APC, whether it is PDP, whether it is YPP, whichever platform it is, we will feature and support ourselves going forward for 2023. We are interested on good governance beyond party line. And I can assure you in confidence, like I said earlier, 2023 will not be business for them as usual. What they saw in NSAS is as good as the tip of the iceberg. In 2023, if we don't get our quota, we will not accept. And there's no two ways about it. For me, we have one political party that I belong to, which is the Youth Political Party. And I can tell you in confidence that whether you're in APC, you're in PDP, any party you belong to, gradually we're engaging ourselves. It will get to that point where it will be an issue of a youth political party, not their normal conventional PDP or APC, whatever they call it. Yeah, the idea behind the operation Know Your Neighbor, first is that it was sold to us by the SSA South, SSA Security, who will try as much as it can to be sure that in his senatorial district from Biase down to Bakassi, he launches the Know Your Neighbor. And so we're beginning from Calabar South. So as a state leadership, we felt that every local government coordinator, every ward coordinator should come together and see reasons why they must know their neighbors. Because you cannot own a neighbor who sleeps from morning till night and leaves the house by 10 p.m., come back by 3 a.m., do not come out again, and then you are not saying anything. What you are saying is nothing concerns me, nothing concerns me. So we believe that if we create this consciousness with young people, they will be able to know what their neighbors do, and then report any neighbor that you don't understand what he's doing, that is living above even his income, to security agencies to enable us to live in peace with each other. I mean, it has never been this bad in terms of security in Cross River. And I believe that the sure way to go is to get the youth into being part and parcel of government. First is that I have been a chairman of youth council in my local government. As at the time I was there, I was a member of the security council meeting. When the chairman calls for security council meeting, I attend. And I relate information to both the DPO, the DSS, the civil defense, and other security agencies. Today, as I speak with you, so many of our youth council local government chairmen don't even have access to local government chairmen. If you come to the states here, for some of us, we are privileged to have the office of the the special services in governor's office accessible to us. And we are, of course, contributing our quota in terms of making sure that we relate security issues for the betterment and the peace of Cross River. And so going forward, that launch is to create consciousness to young Cross Riverians that you must know your neighbor, even down to the community level. To note, it is not government sponsored. It is self-sponsored by the Youth Council. But we affiliate with government and believe that government will add value and add strength as we go forward, because you cannot throw away the fact that it is important that we know our neighbor to help security make Cross River State peaceful for each and every one of us. First is that security is everybody's business, right? Yesterday I watched it on channel, Nigeria the Third, in terms of terrorism and souls that have so gone. In terms of all of these security issues, Nigeria was rated the third. I saw it yesterday, I saw the analysis and all of that. But you know, whether you like it or not, if everybody holds tight to his area, I am very sure all of this will become a thing of the past. IPOB, Boko Haram, insurgency, right, bandits, and all of that. For we in Cross River State, we are putting in our best to be sure that our state is safe. Our desire is to see that every state, even if possible, copy the template. For example, we just launched the Know Your Neighbor. If every state takes the template and launch Know Your Neighbor, we are very sure that few of these security agencies issues will reduce. I don't believe that as a youth, you should indulge in security issues, in crime, because you are broke, because you are poor, because you don't have a job. Of course you have your hands, of course you have land, of course you come from somewhere. So my appeal is that every youth in Nigeria, eventually I am one chairman amongst 36. So I have conviction that my colleagues, we are meeting and we are communicating in terms of adding value. Today I spoke with my colleague from Niger State because of the crisis that is recently happening in Niger State. And of course he shared his experiences and what they are doing to be sure that all of this is in peace. I also called my colleague from Nasarawa when we heard that Boko Haram has launched a flag in Nasarawa. All of this is for us to be on track, to be sure that our country and our various states is safe. Our prayer is that we should see the country as what we will inherit as a generation, not the country we will destroy. And that as youth, we should be able to protect our land against foreign people who will invade our land, rather than use our hand to destroy our land. We don't support it at all. And in Cross River State, we will support security agencies, we will support government to be sure that Cross River State remains crime-free in terms of unnecessary death and in terms of making the state unsafe. The wish of every father is to see that the child does better, right? If you talk about legacy, as at today, where we're talking to you from now is an abandoned building for 3 dispensations. 3 dispensations. The reason is because government has not been available to add value to be able to renovate this building, build it back and give the youth a place to sit down and have their conversation and be crime-free. My predecessor, immediate past, tried. No subvention till the end of his tenure, 4 years, no subvention. So he wouldn't have manufactured money from his pocket to come and do whatever he needs to do in this building. It was given to us by Senator Lee Alimoke, and as I speak with you, I have written to His Excellency. He has assured us that going forward, he will release the subvention so we can roof it and then use it for the betterment of the youth of Cross River, to be able to educate the youth of the state. First is that we're already doing things differently. Comrade Chris Lekam came up and met with the constitution of the Youth Council for the structures of youth from local governments. Now, in the constitution of the Youth Council as of today, the council is bettered from the council ward. And amongst the 36 states, Cross River State is among the first 11 states that are already going around to put the structures of the leadership across the world. After that, we have been able to put up a lot of symposiums. We've had security summit, we've had one international youth week, we've had work against rape, cultism, antisocial behaviors. We've had town hall meetings across 13 local governments with young people. We are on for the north. We've had security summit across the 2 senatorial districts, and the last one was held in the south a few days back. These are things we are doing differently. We're also interested that who represent us. We are already getting involved with CBN to assess loan for young people. We've written to Basin Authority, we have about 500 hectares of land for agriculture, to do agriculture, introduce youth into agriculture. We've also see how we can get youth into registering in terms of JAM. All of this is as a result of goodwill. All of this is as a result of young people putting themselves together to achieve this. We've opened a liaison in Port Harcourt, we've opened a liaison in Lagos, we've opened a liaison in Abuja. All of this is to connect our youth across the globe. We've also tried to connect with youth outside the country. You know, the reason doing this is because we believe that we've also opened a platform called the Cross River State Youth House, where youths all over the country from Cross River State are in there. Those who are not politicians are there, those who are politicians are there, those who are business people are there, those who are investors are there, those who are even journalists are there. There's nothing you do as a young man and will find you fit We'll find and see your passion for the youth of Cross River. We'll put you on that platform. We are participating in every youth organization. We are not shutting down any youth organization because it is not National Youth Council. We are running with every youth organization in Cross River, believing that they all have their value in their right to be sure that we get Cross River State working as it is. You know, I keep telling people, we have not gotten it this good in terms of youth participation in government. We have not. I can tell you for free that all we need to do as a generation is to leverage on the opportunity this government has created for young people, for us to grow and take off from there as a generation. Those who took power and have refused to leave had to climb under the wings of His Excellency Clement Ibrahim. And look at where they are today. I'm sure if His Excellency Clement Ibrahim has sat tight, they won't be where they are today. So there should be a deliberate attempt for them to also groom leadership. And so if Ben Ayade has come and have created opportunity for young people, my simple appeal is that I am not an appointee of government. I don't have a salary with government. I don't have an appointment with government. You can make your findings yourself. But I believe that those who find themselves in government in young age should come together, build synergy. There is so much to share. Everybody must not be governor. Everybody must not go to House of Assembly. Everybody must not hold elective office. There are a lot of opportunities where life can be better without people disturbing you. So I feel that those who find themselves in government positions today by virtue of the goodwill of the governor should be able to come together and support the administration to transit and see our generation make 80% of it. You know, for me, I don't know what it means by party. First is that PDP has no ideology. APC has no ideology. There is no political party that has an ideology. It's deceit. You find them saying, I belong to National Assembly. I belong to the governor's camp. The issue is that this is a deliberate attempt to put the youth of Cross River into confused state. And then suddenly they will enter with empowerment, divide us, and then the next thing, there is recycling. We are conscious of all of this. I can guarantee you that we will do all we can within our powers. We'll do all we can within the grace of God to be sure that this deceit of party lines will not divide us. During elections, they are won. As you see them quarreling, if they give them tickets, or they'll all go back to the field, and you find all of us wearing their shirt, right? I mean, for example, you find people say, Sandy, the senator for Central, and the governor are not on the same page. National Assembly members and the governor are not on the same page. Let me tell you, Pali, if any National Assembly member gets a return ticket, and the governor gets a return ticket, they will print their picture together in the same shirt, and the both parties will wear it. So what does that mean? It's deceit. And finally, before I forget, I'd like to appeal to His Excellency to get institutions working. He needs to get institutions working. Institutions in the state are not working as it was to do. First is that, let me take our institution, which is the Youth Council. It is not working. We are struggling as hard as we can for it to work. Now, we can also not deny the fact that people who do not like his style of governance are on us for us to turn our back against government. But the point is that before you come to do elections in Youth Council, you should know that he who pays the piper dictates the tune. But now we are not paid, and you shouldn't dictate our tune. You should not. So my appeal to him that is to get institutions working. Let institutions in the state work. Let him be available to interface with people. Let him be available to address issues that needs his presence. Of course, we cannot keep thinking that all is well. All is not well. All is not. All is not well. You cannot tell us that to assess institutions here. One thing that baffles me, that, I mean, this on a lighter note, you also find commissioners who ask you very funny questions. Do you still have confidence in this government? Do you understand that? You find a commissioner who has built a house. You find a commissioner who is driving a car. You find a commissioner who is ending salary. And they come to us who do not have salary. Come to us who are tricky. and ask us a very simple question. Why are you putting so much energy to defend the government? Do you still have confidence in this government? So what do you do in that situation? You just need courage to be able to keep going. But like I said, one of the things I keep telling Cross River State youth is that His Excellency is not a bad man. His Excellency is not a bad man, I repeat. Some of the commissioners put their ambition ahead of their principal's administration. And then sometimes you find commissioners serving in the same government, in one local government, they are not talking. And the Bible says a house divided amongst yourselves cannot stand. So these are issues the governor needs to sit down and address them for institutions to work. Other than that, man, transition, we are headed for doom.